Hello everyone, my name is Rage, and Sombra. No, I've not become a weird new type of Pokemon. I want to know what your reaction to that name is at this point, because I think we have the range. We've got the... all the way to ooh, and whatever your feelings on this excessively long build-up, the beehive has been metaphorically shook today with a leak of some official Sombra artwork. And not only does this look freaking badass, it also confirms that the previous leak was indeed correct. It really is how Sombra's going to look, and I will say off the bat, this new artwork really sells me on the design way more than the previous leak ever did. Like, she looks absolutely badass. The glowing, like, neon colors surging through her as she does her technology badassery is just awesome. Also, totally called that her gloves let her remote control technology. Granted, the tendrils of purple light are a really nice touch, but I'm happy that that is how she's going to be played. But before we delve into the mysteries of this image, I think we should go over the rest of the ARG, because yes, it continued. Remember that moment in crime website? Well, it finally reached 100%, and what did it do? Not a lot. It was anticlimactic as hell, but it did say Bastion E54 activated, and in the source code of the site, we got a future version of Overwatch. And when that version came to pass, and you picked Bastion and went to Dorado and moved to one of the protocol Sombra signs, Bastion would do a strange series of beeps, which led people to the website Lumerico.mx. And Lumerico, for those of y'all that don't know, did I just say y'all? That makes the massive power plants that you see on Dorado. In fact, the biggest of which is what you take the payload into at the end of Dorado. Now, the CEO and owner of this company is the previous president of Mexico that you can find a statue of on the map by the name of Guillermo Potero. Probably butchered that. Now, on the surface, he's very much building power for the people, make Mexico great again. But as it turns out, he is pretty much a bastard. How do we know that? Well, one, the group of people that Soldier fights in his cinematic is a group dedicated to taking this guy down. He's incited that kind of level of rebellion, but more importantly, back to Sombra for the main reason. So on the Lumerico website, if you actually call the number at the bottom, you get a Spanish voice telling you a series of numbers, which were worked out to be the phrase take control. If you add take control to the URL of the site for the company, you then get a little bit of a message from Sombra, and this message basically confirms that this dude, at least in her opinion, is greedy, corrupt, an abominable thief. He wants to sacrifice the welfare of the common people in order to further his old goals and get more power, and basically just a royal douchebag. Oh, and one cool thing to note from this message from Sombra is that she does say it's really difficult to get good help lately. You should see some of the clowns I'm working with. And we know from the original leak that is now true, those clowns refer to Talon, so Reaper and Widowmaker. So I think it definitely does support that while she's working with them, I feel like it's more a doing the wrong thing for the right reason situation, because she is so deeply into her hatred of this CEO dude. So she is wanting him taken down, and indeed to begin this, she's given us the login and password of a Lumerico Corp employee, which we then actually can use on the login page of the website to log in, which gives us access to the emails of this random employee, and if you browse them for long enough, you eventually get a new email from Sombra herself, giving you a pat on the back and basically asking you to stand by for next week, with her ultimate goal here to be to leak incriminating evidence of how corrupt this guy is to the public to incite some kind of overthrowing scenario. So eventually you get new emails in the G-Floors account. This happened on October 25th, and what these do is ultimately via a very very complicated set of code cracking involving the frickin' Mayan calendar, we get the website address lumerico.mx/executeattack/index, which gives us a message from Sombra telling us that her plan was a success. The proof of his corruptness leaked, the people have turned against him, they've joined Sombra's cause, and it is time to bring him down. And she wants it to happen on November 1st. Why November 1st? Well, that is the date that the Dorado nuclear plant comes online. And guess what day today is? November 1st. And indeed, the attack has just begun. As I finish making this video, everything's gone absolutely mental. Sombra has, let's just say, taken over some official Blizzard sites, such as the subreddit for Overwatch. And there was a breaking news post saying that the Lumerico website is under attack. In fact, it's so under attack that it is currently completely down and unaccessible. Whether that's due to the attack or because everybody's trying to go on there and see what's happening, well, we don't know. And the subreddit itself has been completely taken over. You can only have a Sombra skull as your picture. The Lumerico picture on the side has been graffitied over. Dorado is the background on the subreddit, and there is a bot called Overwatch Bot who has posted Dia de los Muertos, Viva Mexico! And if you hover over this picture, you get one within the iris.py, which will no doubt be another clue. Clearly there's something going on here. And indeed, there is another post by this Overwatch bot, which links to the website which is down, and it is titled Energía Limpia para todo Mexico, which is clean energy for all. So clearly, Sombraness is happening, and then if you go to the official Overwatch Discord, there is a Sombra bot which has just posted this hack that's in progress, a worm being deployed that people can help with. So really, right now, everything is happening. And honestly, as kind of releaser already this has got, admittedly, this is very, very cool. So who knows what is going to come next? Let's move on. So ultimately, I imagine that Sombra will be introduced into the game along with some sort of event involving this grand scale countrywide revolt in Mexico that Sombra has initiated behind the scenes with, maybe unwittingly, our help, which is very cool when you think about it. It took way too long to get here, but the idea is solid. And when will she be announced? Well, let's be real, it's gonna be at BlizzCon, right? There's gonna be the ability to play her there. There's gonna be a trailer revealed. There is no way in my mind in a few days when BlizzCon starts we are not going to get a proper official Sombra reveal. Though also admittedly with everything that's gone down today, it might actually very well end up being today. But for now, the picture that we had then, why is this cool? Well, it gives an idea of maybe her theme and one of her moves. The robot that she is stood on and controlling is the giant Russian robots that were used against the Omnics that are being built again because they think there might be another Omnic crisis on the horizon. You see them all over the map on Volskaya Industries. They're everywhere. They are massive, powerful looking things. And Sombra has apparently taken control of one of them, which is worrying, isn't it, if she has that kind of power? What if one of her moves, probably her ultimate, actually summoned one of these bad boys to the battlefield? I mean, it probably would be limited to outside usage, because it's huge. But imagine seeing one of these giant mechs drop down, pick Sombra up, and have her controlling it like a puppet while she sweeps fools asunder. Oh, in fact, the idea of Sombra herself being just controlling various robots and devices and other things to do her bidding for her, almost like a pet class, a pet-based character in Overwatch. That would be freaking cool. And there is a little bit of evidence to support her having something to do with these mechs in-game as a character, because Diva does have a data mined quote saying, "Cool mech, but bigger isn't always better." Now I wonder who could she be talking to there? How awesome does this project her to be? A completely new, unique character, different from any we've got before. Here's hoping. And then finally, I want to leave you with genuinely who I think Sombra actually is. It's gotta be Alejandra, right? The little girl in the hero trailer. There's so many things pointing to it. The simple fact that every animated short has had multiple heroes in before, except supposedly Soldier's one, so if Alejandra was Sombra, then there would be two. When she takes the poster off the wall, there's a 23 behind it, i.e. the 23rd hero. There's the fact that Sombra and her do actually look very similar. Sombra could definitely be an older version of her. And then finally, Sombra really hates this company, what they're doing with Mexico, and wants to take them down. She's incited a rebellion. Why would she have done that unless she has a personal connection to the country and what's happening? And what better personal connection than having to live in a country where this is going on and having an awful time growing up because of this company and what it's doing? I mean, it gives her a motive, doesn't it? It really does. So there seems to be a good bit of evidence, and I'd kind of like that to be the thing. The only thing that may not line up is actual timelines. How long has passed between current Overwatch now that we're playing and the Soldier animated short? It might not be enough, but I think it is by far and away at least the best candidate for her actual identity, which would make it a little bit sad because she's fallen off the rails a bit going with Talon to pursue her goal, and while noble, not the best way to go about it, and I could see some kind of reckoning happen between her and Soldier when they meet again, because he'd be a little bit disapproving. I think there's a lot of space to be explored there, but yeah, there we go guys. That is a update on all things Sombra. I hope you enjoyed it, like if you did, and subscribe for more. I will see you very soon. Oh, goodbye.